Yeah. All right. I've already started this reading 2 times, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it live. Whether somebody jumps on here or not, I don't mind. So if you're watching to collective readings, this is my very first live, so bear with me. Um, if you are watching collective readings, just remember, bring your intuition, do your own just self justice and clear your mind. Don't overwatch it, don't force any situation. We hold both masculine and feminine energy. So if I say he or she, make sure you flip that role for you. I could be talking about a she as I'm reading the energy, but it could be a he for you. Um, Trust your gut, trust your own intuition, okay? I I could be talking about past, present, or future. A choice can align you to either or those outlets of the past. It can revert you back to past energies. It can boost you to future energies. So if you're feeling confused in any kind of way, just know that the reading is simply either not for you or the sim or it hasn't happened in your energy yet. Okay. I'm going to keep the cards that I do have out because the energy that I was pulling on, um, we were talking about, the energy I was talking about was a situation that me and my husband were talking about last night. And during this conversation, I tell him that this is history repeating because it already happened to this individual before. And when things like this happen, I always say that history repeats where the lesson is not learned, where the energy was not changed, where the choice was not changed, right? And this could be directly for you in your life or for somebody that you are attached to, i.e., your family, your friends, the people you hang out with, the work buddies, your children. Um, so let's get on. When I was getting ready with the reading, the first card that popped out as I was pulling my cards out of the box was patterns, recognizing the patterns in not only your life, but in those that you are directly connected to, right? Um, Over and over, situations that you do over and over. Tim McGraw and Nelly. It's over my head. I think about it over and over again. Situations that you revert to. I haven't quite figured out how to message you guys yet on here. Sorry. Like I said, it's my first live. Um, so the situation we were talking about is one of his coworkers was going through a very sad situation, and in this situation, somebody that they loved passed away. Well, this happened multiple times for them. And death with life there is death. Yes, I understand that. But with life there is choice as well. And the cards that did come out before I was interrupted, before I had to restart, was a death that reveals truth that makes room for fate. Trust your gut. Drink your water, guys. Stay hydrated and trust your gut. People pleasing. Choices. Your choices that make you people please. Choose self, first off. Hi. Um, we're gonna move right along and just start from right here. Okay, we're gonna use the deck that I have started with. Um, Emotional reaction. If you don't tell your own story, someone will. Somebody in your life, collective. or this could be you that is giving an emotional reaction to a situation. When things happen in our lives, specifically when it happens in my life, I know now that I have to step back and self-reflect because I will emotionally react. I will jump into that chaos energy. And there are so many people in our lives, happiness haters, they're smiling, but they're not really your people that want you to emotionally react, that want to stir the pot. They want to tell the old parts of you, to make you relive a situation, right? They want to cause endings in your life. Hello. Crap. Red flags. They want to cause endings. Like I said, they want you to be unhappy. They needed you broken. They want you broken. If you are broken, guess what? You go back to people pleasing. You go back, reverting to those choices that make you choose them, that make you emotionally react to situation, that make you stop thinking and stepping back and taking the emotion out of life, of what happens in life, and make a better decision for yourself. Paid others to hurt your kids too. Go as far as hurting your children to get a emotional reaction out of you. And I was that person. I was that person who would go to the school and raise hell. Don't get me wrong. I still go to the school, but with a level of, a little level of calm. Hi, good to see you guys. Um, Take time to realize that I am on your side. Trust your intuition. When I can't spell it out for you. That's simple. They want you to end up in 3D court. They want to cause endings for yourself. They want the negative emotions. They want you to self sabotage. Don't give that to them. We could be talking about somebody you are going through 3D court with. They want your children to have to go to 3D court. So we got a lot of death energy, ending energy. Like I said, the card that came out, a death that reveals truth and makes room for what is supposed to be, right? I watch over you today, your ancestors, your angels, your guardian angels. A death that really hurt, but was a part of the reason you leveled up, your ancestors. I truly believe that when our relatives that we really love, that we don't want to let go, and they leave, they pass on. I truly believe it is part of their contract later on in a different frequency, in a different way to still be with us and become our angels that we can't see, right? But we can hear through messages. We can see through signs, repeating numbers, butterflies, dragonflies, memes on a shirt that make you stop and think, song lyrics. I can't spell it out for you. I need you to realize that I am here. Your loved ones have a way of showing you that yes, they are gone physically, but not forever. Regret only what you should do and don't do. Choices. Making the same choices. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing, making the same choices over and over and over, hoping for a different outcome. When you just realize that through self-reflection, it was you all along, right? It was something in your choices that led you back to that path. Well, the greatest man I never knew. Song where she's talking about her dad. You know, they pass in the hallway. He's always at work. He never really emotionally was there for his daughter. I know something a little bit about that. That's why I made a card for it. When you just realize, and this could be talking about somebody who has realized a little too late why you have built about boundary collective, why you have caused the ending in your own life, why you no longer are around them, why you ended that situation, why you walked away, why somebody is realizing that they wasted Carrie Underwood, all that time that they had with you, that they never told you before you left. Whoop. This came in reverse. Stop blaming the devil. You did it. Somebody in your life, collective, is still trying to point fingers, point point at you because you emotionally reacted to how they treated you. They blame the devil, they blame everybody else instead of taking that self accountability, right? I don't want to spend my life jaded. I don't want to stay stuck on these repeating cycles. I don't want to revert. I don't want to. So I build that boundary. So I end a situation. So I walk away. Take it as it is for you. Somebody is either in their position of power, they took their power back, or we are talking about somebody who has used their power. If we are talking about a father, a parent who uses their power over their child and then blames their child for their reaction, for separation, take it as it is for you. The story is for you. Woo! All my cards say pendulum. So I'm supposed to use the pendulum. The cards that flipped out were money. There's new money coming. Somebody is fishing for information. Somebody needs a change of perspective, and somebody is going to find out that their child smokes. I don't know what. Possibly why 3D court came out. Paid others to hurt your children. Okay, where's my pendulum? Kind of in a different area right now, so I can't risk. We're gonna try it anyways. All right, please show me yes. Clear that. Please show me no. Clear that. Is today Tuesday? Has everything I said in this reading so far being truthful for someone in the collective. Like I said, take what it is yours and leave the rest. There's different scenarios, different stories. Is there someone out there who is missing the patterns, ignoring the red flags? Is there also on the other side of that? Is there someone out there who is wanting the collective to emotionally react to situations? All right, we're gonna continue on. Be by you. Somebody needed the collective broken. Somebody needed them. They needed their energies. It's easier to take energy from somebody when they are broken. Somebody, sorry, lied in court. We went to the California license plate cards. Somebody is lying in court. 3D court. Watch the birds. Crow energy. That is my crow or raven. Because we have desert ravens where I'm at. But watch the numbers, watch the animal signs for you, the way your ancestors are trying to speak to you, to get messages to you. Something has been rerouted. Someone, your angels are rerouting a situation because there is somebody trying to throw their power around, lying in court. But your ancestors say they love you. Somebody who is not loyal, and the truth is going to be rerouted. So somebody who lied in court, their lies will be rerouted and the truth will be revealed. And they are going to ask you, collective, for help. Because there's a shapeshifter, an energy movement. Whether we are actually talking about a shapeshifter, somebody, an energy that can jump from body to body, right? Whether we're actually talking about that, or we are talking about shape-shifting in an energy, changing an energy with choice, with how we react to situations. If we listen to our ancestors and get the messages that they are trying to spell out for us. Ooh. Because there is somebody that is a karmic in the collective's life that is trying to project negative energy. They are trying to lie in court, lie to people. They are doing, if that, honestly, that is glamour magic. They are trying to make anybody in your life collective see you in a different light. Projections. They are trying to make you even see yourself in a different light. They are trying to get an emotional reaction because if they get an emotional reaction, it is the end. They win in court. It is the end. Towers flip for you and not for them. The tables only turn, right? The tables return for them. Thank God. Thank your ancestors. He is a king, somebody in power, somebody who wanted all the power. We are talking about an Aries. There is an Aries in somebody's life who is wanting all the power. Hand on the Bible. Hand on the Bible. Lying in court. Hand on the Bible. Lying in court. They wanted all the power. They wanted to project something probably from your past. They wanted to paint you black. They wanted to paint you in an ugly light, right? Take care of self. Make sure your choices today are still those that can prove this person wrong. Somebody drives a truck, is a bad individual. They are faking an appearance. So they are seen in a different light. And they are projecting onto you so that you are seen in a different light. So Spirit says, just take care of self. Keep doing the right thing. Keep self reflecting. Keep making the right choices. Stay where you are in that high frequency. Thank God for giving me you. We'll go to the Pandora's box and then we'll end it, okay? Hawkins, Lulu, Preston, get out in nature. Pick a clover. Find yourself a clover in nature. Spirit says, get out in nature, release that energy, ground that energy. If it feels heavy, release it. Speak it to yourself. Release the energy. If you know it's not yours, if you know what they are projecting is no longer you, release it. Transmute it. Go into nature, stick your feet in the dirt, talk to a tree. Um, Whatever you do to ground, do it. Sing a song really loud in your house. Go for a drive, sing that song. Montoya, friends don't. Pay attention to your gut feeling, to the people that are around you. Because friends, true friends, want you to grow. They don't want you to be stuck. They want the best for you. They don't want to steal your energy. They don't need you broken. They don't need to change you around to cause a renovation in your life, right? Spirit says dreams do come true. Don't stop believing. Try to save them. You tried many times to save them. If you have a friend in your life that no matter what you tell them, they still make the same decisions and they're still stuck in the same problems. They still go back to the same exes. I'm not saying you can't be their friend, but know your limitations. Givers, empaths, we have limits too. It's okay to choose self and to not people please. It's okay to build that boundary when you know that you feel drained after every conversation with that person. It's okay to still choose kindness when you interact with them because you tried to save them, but they didn't listen. They didn't want your advice, they wanted your energy. Friends don't. Somebody lied to the cops about you. Somebody lied about a situation that landed it in court. Moss, somebody in your life collective was setting up all the dominoes. They were setting up dominoes and they were expecting these dominoes to line up so that they all fall. That tower falls for you. But if you don't give them the energy to set up, to align these things, if you pay attention to those red flags, to what people are doing, if you choose to step back instead of emotionally react, you don't give them that power. You don't give them that energy. And I'm not saying that they will stop just because you stop giving them the energy. They will try different ways, but you will get smarter and smarter. Bo, somebody who either wears a bow. Friends don't. Tabitha. Friends don't. In plain sight. Somebody is doing something in plain sight to you, collective. Their choices are loud. They are loudly setting up the dominoes. G. Henry. Study the dark and know the dark, not scared of the dark. If you do your shadow work, if you do what haunts you, the choices that you made in the past that have haunted you, if you work on why you are triggered by somebody's shirt, by a lyric, by a saying, by what somebody says, by what somebody chooses, by what somebody voted for, by what somebody is okay accepting, by somebody's lifestyle. If you are triggered by any situation that is not yours, figure out why. Do yourself the justice and figure out why. We all, every single one of us, even the ones that say they have healed, all need healing. Healing is a lifelong thing that no matter how much you think you're over something, a word, a song will come back and you're right back to crying. You're right back to thinking about it, right? Jesus, take the wheel. I am ready to let go. Somebody wants you, collective, to let go and fall. But spirit also does. Go with the flow. Stop fighting, right? There is a gay individual, and I am not saying anything is wrong with those that choose that, but there is somebody in your life, collective. Watch your food. When somebody is preparing food for you, giving you, gifting you food, you never know what they put in that food. And I'm not always talking about physical poison. I am talking about the intent that was whispered in, that was thought as they stirred those ingredients together. If you are feeling sick for any situation, figure out why. Kayla, Rich, something about a planned murder. I am letting go. Ray, Ray came out with two different spellings. So there is somebody in the collective's life, or somebody's in the collective's life, by the name of Ray. Has the middle name Ray, last name Ray. Spirit says, I can see you. Our ancestors are always watching the unseen. Didn't know they were being watched by somebody they can't see, right? Their greatest treasure was their love. It was enough. Peer, something about the church folk know. It's about releasing energies, releasing resentments. Let it hurt. Choosing to heal, to feel what you are going through instead of just reacting. Feel it. Sit with it. Sit with that energy for a minute. Burl, tears won't work when the truth comes out about a situation because it was a bold choice. Something about a sister fell on the ground. Tacos. Somebody is eating tacos, wants tacos. You can't know it all. When I made that card, it was made because I was always that person that always asked why something happens, what was going on when it happened. I was always that curious person, curious child. You can't know it all. Spirit says you can't know it all because any decent human would want to stop somebody's pain, would want to stop somebody from being hurt. And if you knew what was going to happen during moments of somebody's life, you would then be interfering in somebody's, let's just say, karma. If you interfere in somebody's karma, you attach yourself to that person's karma. You can't know it all for a reason. You can't see what path is meant for you for a reason. What is all going to be down that path? What is going to happen after that choice? Why somebody's life is falling apart the way it is. You can't know because then you become the people pleaser and you become Captain Save and want to help them, right? You have to let them hurt sometimes. Let them learn. And I am not saying that you shouldn't help somebody who is in need, who you can clearly see is being attacked. You can clearly see that, oh, this is your opportunity. You can stand up for this. You sit in a position of power and you can stand up and help them. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not letting somebody learn. Those people in your life who come back, energy vampires who come back and tell you the same problems over and over and over and over, and you tell them the same things that they can do over and over and over and over, and they do nothing. Your adult children who know that they can fall on you for help. So you give and you give and you give and you give and you give, and it takes away from your life. You start losing stuff from your life. You lost your spouse because you wouldn't stop helping your adult child. Your child is an adult. They know. They've been an adult. They know what life is. They know that their choices are not right, that they have to do better in order to be self-sufficient, and they will never be because you allow them to take from you, which in turn you end up losing. Watch what you lose in life when you help somebody. How do you know that you helped the right person? Watch what you lose in your life. Watch what falls away. Watch what blocks end up happening to you if tomorrow never comes. Many of us would have wanted to, or at least I can say myself, I would try to save if I could. But sometimes things are lined. Fate is lined for a certain reason. Things have to happen a certain way. And we have to hurt sometimes. Some things can't be bypassed just because it hurts, just because it causes that victim mentality. If my time on earth is waste this world without me, what are you teaching that adult child if you keep on helping them? If tomorrow never comes and you are not there to help them, what then happens to that child? It's a gift. Life is a gift. Spaniard, A promise is a promise. So those children that say you promised, you said you'd always be there for me. Yes, but if your choices are not changing to where you better yourself, then you are not learning because I'm always there for you. You avoid that circumstance, and there's no second chance for that child to tell that parent how much you love them, right? Everything was unprovoked. And you were loyal to a T. Tegan, somebody is getting good karma for their choices, for stepping back and letting things play out. Thomas K, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last while others get poor karma? It is your choice. It's ultimately your choice. Stay in the light or of your lane. Stay in the light. Choose kindness. Choose truth. All out of fight. Somebody is going to be all out of fight for the choices that they made. One clue is all you need. One red flag. One reveal. Banana? When somebody dies doesn't mean that it's over. When something ends doesn't mean that it's over. Take that as because you can be guilty by association, attaching yourself to somebody else's karma. You put yourself in the lion's den. You saw the patterns, you saw the choices that this person was making, and you still chose to give up your good karma, to walk into that lion's den, to help somebody get away with something. It's killing me. And some of you just stood there when you could have helped, when you were supposed to help. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, listen to your ancestors, listen to your guides. Don't go so fast in life that you can't hear. She did do it. Digging through the dirt, throwing dirt to get me, only elevate. My heart will always know your name, but I'm all out of fight for this situation, and I have to step back. The lessons are not being learned. History is repeating. And on the other side of that, like I said, you just stood there when you could have helped. You just stood there knowing your friend was throwing dirt on their name, was telling lies. You just stood there. You didn't stand up. You just stood there while he beat her. You knew it was happening. You could have helped, but you did nothing. Which side of the story are you on? Have a good day.